All right, everyone. I'm super excited. Today I got number 31, Brandon from the Smart Team.
Let's go. I'm
And
excited to be here.
thank you. Thank you. Thanks for giving us your time, man. I'm actually super excited to talk about our background, how we met, our story together, and then talk about episode 4. I'm sure you
Mhm.
got some thoughts over there.
Oh yeah.
So before we get started, how about you just go give us a quick background on you and how you made it on Beast Games and your background being on the Smart Team.
Yeah. So I feel like the way I got onto the show itself is kind of wild. I'm one of the Feasible Sweepstakes winners.
Hmm.
But the way I actually got it is I buy a bunch of chocolates in bulk and stock up for the whole month. And I threw away the receipt and I got the ad like a couple days later, and I literally had to rummage to the bottom of my
No
trash,
way.
yeah, to pull out the receipt after I got the ad. I was like, you know what, might as well shoot my shot, test my luck, and literally on my first try, happened to get it, which
That's crazy.
was
You
yeah.
told me the story before, but it's crazy every time you tell me because so you were a sweepstakes winner, but
Mhm.
like you weren't planning on becoming a sweepstakes winner. It just happened. And another crazy thing is that last time you told me the story, I remember I was shocked when you said it because dude, you're on the Smart Team, and I know there's a lot of sweepstakes winners on the Smart Team, but
Yeah,
you were one of those guys that I thought was so smart, and I was actually a little intimidated. Like, dude, this guy's smart. He's going to be a challenge in this.
I appreciate
I had
it.
no idea that you got in because of the sweepstakes.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I do still and, like, I do have like things that I consider smart qualities. I just didn't even being on a reality show wasn't something that I even was trying to do.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I was the type of personality to even be on a reality show.
No, you're so good
So
on it. You're so good
I
on it.
appreciate it. But like, yeah, I did do like I work in the marketing field, and my two like main areas are consumer insights. So a lot of times we do interviews with people, qualitative interviews and quantitative like surveys and so forth.
Yeah.
And we basically do statistical studies off of those and try to either do like correlation analyses, create
Your
cohorts,
analysis
basically.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then there's also like this more creative marketing, like the social media planning side, but that's also like looking at analytics and seeing what worked when one ad and using that in the next ad and what and
Yeah.
so forth. So
Okay. So before we actually get started on the whole Beast Games thing, I
mhm.
want to remind everyone if you like these videos, just like and subscribe. I haven't really asked yet on this channel. It really does help. Just like and subscribe. So, Brandon, let's get started on our Beast Games journey.
Let's do it.
Um, Honestly, to be totally honest with you, I remember you a little bit during the block challenge, but I think when we really got close was more in Beast City.
Yeah.
When we got to Beast City, that's when we had the dorms together, the Smart Team guys were together. That's when I really remember seeing you a lot more. Are there any moments that stick out to you in the previous challenges before the Beast City?
Yeah, I think like one of the things that they don't show on the show is just how much time we had to just freely spend and get to know each other in fun activities that weren't necessarily competitive. Like I
Yeah.
remember like board games and like just chatting around, sitting in circles, talking about that. Then I believe that you and Omar were actually like sitting, sleeping next to each other, basically right next to me as well.
Uh-huh.
So we had like a little banter here and there, and I feel like those are the moments where I started to get to know you guys particularly a bit closer.
Yeah, and there's so many things about B City they don't show that I had a lot of fun in, man. The banter,
Yeah,
because personally myself, I'm not really much of a gossiper or someone that speculates a lot, but
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think something about B City, it just made everyone like
Out
that.
of you,
And
yeah,
dude, and honestly, I didn't even feel guilty about it. I guess in my head, I'm like, oh, this isn't real life. I'm not actually talking bad about someone. It's just a game show.
yeah.
I actually had so much fun because the Smart Team would speculate so much, and I would just be so entertained by wow, that's creative. That's
Yeah,
creative.
yeah. And I also love like whenever I believe Jim was the one who did most of these things. He like planted clues for things that
I saw
the
that.
smart team would try to solve it and whatnot. And I thought that's kind of hilarious on his end to do that because he
Yeah,
knew that we were the over analytical types that would do that to any
yeah.
piece of evidence.
Yeah, so like in the dorms, I remember, like you mentioned, the mafia games, dude. I remember all the board games we'd play in the city, and dude, you were good, man. That's why I'm like, oh, this guy is good because not only is he mad smart, but he has a great poker face, like great in mafia. I remember, I'm like, oh man, and I'm not gonna lie, like we would play mafia and all these games in innocent fun, but I was judging hard. I'm like, yo, these guys are good.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
a good poker face.
Yeah, one of the moments that I'm like proudest of, and I don't think actually I've spoken to too many people. But there's when we were playing code names. And this is actually probably the biggest gamer moment I've had. I
Mhm.
somehow was the code master, and I was giving clues, trying to get my team to guess which cards were our correct color. and I got my team to guess 5 cards in one word. Which, if you
Mhm.
know code names at all, I was just like, it was crazy. I was super
Yeah.
proud of that one.
Yeah, and there's so many games I learned. Like Code Name was one of the games I learned. There's another one that I learned one night too, where there's like a rule in the class and then or the group,
Yeah.
and everyone you're allowed to ask everyone a question, and then you have to figure out what the rule is. I
Oh
forgot
yeah,
what
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Dude, that
yeah.
was such a
That
good
was
game. It was
fun. Yeah, we
hilarious.
only played that like one night, but that was a
Yeah.
blast. Yeah, then.
And again, that's how close we got that night that everyone played that game. I remember I woke up randomly. I guess I took a nap and I woke up and I don't know what time it was, but I just remember looking around and no one was there. I'm like, yo, I had so much FOMO. I'm like, where did everyone go? And I went out and I saw everyone playing there, and I just, we just woke up and we're just playing with everyone. It kind of reminded me of sleepovers with your cousins when we were kids in the
For
90s.
real. Yeah.
I loved it. And I think having no phones was one of the best things of Beast City. But so let's fast forward, just because I feel like we've spoken about the first 2 episodes so many times at this point, and everyone has most likely seen it. I want to talk about episode 3 with you.
Hmm.
So, episode 3 was the obstacle challenge. That's when I got eliminated. And I just remember, dude, it was a shocker. I'm going to be totally honest with you, Brandon. Like, when everyone made their teams for the obstacle challenge, one of the things I saw was that I think you were kind of put in the team. It was kind of forced together, right? You didn't really choose your team. It was kind of like
Nope.
forced together.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just remember I'm like, dude, Brandon, when we all got our teams and everything, I saw you in like the dorm thing. And I'm just thinking, bro, Brandon's screwed. Like, I didn't want to tell you. I'm like,
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
I
trust
don't
me,
know
I
if I
knew. I knew.
oh yeah. I don't know if I told you or not, but I was definitely thinking, I'm like, dude, Brandon's
Yeah.
screwed. I don't want to tell him, but like he's screwed. And the reason I thought that is because when you were put on that team, I've been talking to everyone. I kind of had a pretty good idea of where they stand in terms of bribes and people wanting to go home. On your team, I'm like, dude, JT is on his team, and JT has made it pretty clear. Like JT and John, they were pretty clear about, dude, you got to get back home, man. Like one of them had a job they had to go back to,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, dude, if I get a bribe, I'm taking it and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, like, okay, the obstacle challenge is fine, but at that point, all of us were speculating there's going to be a bribe at some point because it's been overdue. Like we had
And
two
we saw the
challenges,
towers there as well. We're like, this looks like it would be a button press type of
and
thing.
that's the crazy thing is, like I mentioned, we were speculating so much. 70% of the stuff was wrong,
Yeah.
30% was right. And Mr. Beast was really good at just switching it up.
Mhm.
Like he wants you to think a certain way just so he can turn it around on you. The bribe situation, the captain bribe was one of the few moments where everyone thought one thing and it was that thing. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
100%. Yeah.
So I just remember I had a team and I felt like we were very stacked. I'm like, dude, I got Ian, I got Briley, I got Omar. I know none of us would take the bribe. I know Tyler, Briley, and Ian, they're super athletic. I'm like, dude, we're stacked. And it just comes to show you like how things turn out. Like I was
There's a
very
challenge.
confident in ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very confident in ourselves. And I left all my feastables that I had. I left my glasses. I left my water bottle thinking, I'm like, dude, I'm definitely going to be back. There's no way a
Yeah.
team's going to
Yeah.
beat us. And then at the same time, I'm looking at you. I'm like, dude, like, I'm going to miss Brandon. He's not going to make it to the next round. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm being dead serious, dude. I'm being dead
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
I'm like, it was fun playing with Brandon. Like, even if he gets past the obstacle challenge, there's going to be a bribe anytime now. And he's not going to make it past that. And it's just funny. I mean, so we were one of the last teams to go. We were the last team to go. And we're watching all these teams go through the obstacle challenge on episode 3.
Mhm.
And I saw your team. I don't know what rule it was because every group had a different rule, but I think your team was just one person from each team goes, right? Is that what it was?
It was a team race, so we did
Okay.
all have to go, but the first person who falls on our team eliminates the rest of the team. So
Mm,
when Avery went, and actually, like a little behind the scenes is
yeah.
on the obstacle course. We overheard the other team saying, and I believe Avery specifically saying that he wanted to beat set a course record for the entire day. And
Ooh,
so for us, we were like, we don't know how difficult this course is. It's raining right now,
yeah.
so we literally like told JT is like, hey man. Just
go
take it
slow.
slow. Yeah, like I know you're like our athletic one right now, but
Yeah.
like I think there's a chance that their like ego is going to get to them, and that
Mm.
is actually what ended up happening.
Yeah. Actually, let's rewind a little bit because I
Yeah.
told you my point of view of when I saw the teams being developed. What was your point of view? What were you thinking? What did you think about your team? What did you think about our team? How did you guys end up together?
Yeah, the team forming is one of the things that I really wish they did show on the show because
Yeah.
I think it provides so much context into our team dynamic going into the bribe.
Yeah.
Now, when we were trying to speculating what the next challenges would be, And before we had to pick our teams, we were speculating it would be like teams of 5. So a lot of people were choosing the 5 people or like 4 other people that they're most comfortable with. So for me, my number 1 person was Sue. After that, it was Katie with a K, and then Hannah. Those are probably like my top 3. And I knew that Katie and Hannah were like super, super close, and
they want to screw each other over. And,
exactly.
and I think the twist that happened with everyone is because the strong team had their strong alliances too. Is they kind of forced us to be with like there has to be 3 strong and 2 smart in each team.
Yeah,
that was the
maximum of 2 smart, because there could be also be an OG that takes that 3rd spot. Yeah. And so so my original plan was Sue, Hannah, Katie. As soon as they announced that rule, we can have 2 smarts maximum. That just all went out the window. So I knew though that like Sue was my number 1 person. I talked to her the day before. One thing that I couldn't account for was actually, to backtrack a bit, like I tried to spend every moment I could with Sue. Anytime we had lunch, I would go with Sue. Anytime we had a game,
she's just a winner. It's good too. Yeah, smart.
Exactly. And she's just a great woman, honestly. And so the one thing I couldn't account for though is the amount of time that the women would spend together in the dorm, and I didn't think about that. And that was kind of the thing that led to my downfall, I feel a bit, because she got very close to Emily. And I just want to say, before any rumors are spreading, I love both of them. They're both great people. Sue made a choice.
Emily, the rocket scientist?
The rocket scientist. Yeah. They're both wonderful women, both absolutely amazing. They had to make Sue had to make a choice under an intense pressure moment, and she just chose someone that was next to her that she also trusted. So we talked it over. We're all good on between us two. But that did force me to kind of go and try to find a new team. And when I was looking around, I saw Ella, and Ella was someone that I was trying to get on my team because she was someone I trusted. We both speak Russian, so it was kind of like something that if we had to, we could also like speak a different language, and we could like kind of talk strategy right in front of people, and nobody.
Wait, I'm going to pause you there for a second. So Ella, that's interesting because did you think she wasn't going to take the bribe? Because that's not what that's not the belief I'd have.
No, I think I think there's a lot of people that probably would have taken the bribe, but I think talking with Ella in the past, I think she would have voted for me to be put up there on the captain pedestal, because she didn't believe, and I also don't believe that I would have taken the bribe if I wasn't that sincere. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But so I really was trying to get Ella to join a team, and I saw John, JT, Luke, and Mia, and I literally approached that team, and I was just like, "Hey, I see that you're still needing another smart." And they're like, well, and I did not meet John, JT, or Mia a single time. I haven't spoken to them a single time so far.
Okay. So you had no background on them. Okay.
Yeah. And so I didn't know that they were like trying to get out of here in the city and take a bribe.
JT, I remember him being like, he would take the bribe if it was over a certain number. Mark, John, I remember was like, dude, I gotta go back to work, man. I'm supposed to get back like last week, and so I had these discussions with him, and I wouldn't make any face or anything, but like in the back of my head, I'd make a mental note. I'm like, for bribes,
don't be on their team.
For bribes,
but when I approached the team, I wanted Ella to be on there, and Luke was the other smart person, so he was basically secure. And I was cool with Luke. But I literally in the group said, "I'm down to be on your team. I do not want Mia here," in front of her face, which was a bit kind of bold. But we were kind of like in a rush. Get your teams as soon as possible thing.
By the way, Luke was also one of those guys. I think he was also a sweepstakes winner, right?
Yeah,
and it was so shocking to me because I'm like, dude, Luke was in my head. I was already thinking like, Luke is super smart too, and he's pretty clever with his poker faces too. Like again, mafia playing all that. I'm like, Luke is another smart one.
There's a lot of people,
and then I realized that he's also a sweepstakes winner. I'm like, dang.
There's a lot of sweepstakes winners that actually can like hold their own. I feel among the competition
for sure.
But so basically when I was trying to get Mia off the team, John and JT, they were kind of like, nah, Ella's a Jersey girl. We don't do Jersey up here in New York. So it was kind of that whole thing.
Like totally makes zero sense for the competition, but whatever.
But I was really trying to find it. But because I had kind of attacked Mia, it seemed like Mia was on John and JT's side, and they were trying to get her on their side. So it kind of did feel like a 3v2 situation the entire time.
And that's another situation. I totally forgot that. When I was thinking those thoughts about your team, because not only did you have JT, you had Mia too, and I'm like, bro, Brandon's not gonna make it.
Not in a good team at all. But that's basically the team I got stuck with. I was hoping that maybe we would make it. I was like hoping there wouldn't be a bribe right after. I was trying to be just optimistic. I was like, let's take it a challenge at a time. But somehow ended up passing the obstacle course. I was
Bro,
terrified.
you made it to episode 4, top
There we
25.
go. Yeah,
That's
that was really fun to pretend to be a millionaire for an extra week. I had a lot of my friends that were watching, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, are you the $5 million winner?" Because they're like obviously the like trailers and so forth, but they didn't really do, a lot of like regular watchers don't analyze the trailers to see. They just watch the show, whatever it
That's
comes
just
out.
us because we're on the show.
Exactly. But yeah, so past the obstacle course, and yeah.
Yeah, so this is where it got interesting because like we were watching it because we were like the last team to go. We were watching everyone's team go on the giant screen in B
Yeah.
City, and I saw your team. I saw JT win, beat Avery out. That was a big shocker for all of us because when Avery fell, we're like, bro, how hard is this course? Because Avery, I played basketball with him. We've all seen him. The dude is super athletic.
Yeah,
he's super athletic. And when I saw him jump, I got the only problem. So I guess you guys were one of the first to go. I think, right?
Yeah, we're the first. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem was, I mean, it comes with being the first that you don't know all the tricks yet.
Yeah.
Of the obstacle course. For sure, if Avery went later, like the second or third, he would have been through it. Yeah. And I guess that thing that went up and down, he probably thought it just goes all the way down. It stops at a certain point, and he could just jump pretty easily. And that's what a lot of people ended up doing at the end. A lot of guys.
There's also like the longer distance between that final balance being teeter-totter onto the final circle. It's like a longer distance that a lot of like shorter people, it was difficult for them to actually make that jump. And it seemed like a lot of shorter contestants ended up getting eliminated in that area.
Yeah, but like Avery has jumps like a tall guy. Like he would have made it. It's just so like when that happened, I'm just like, dude, Brandon made it. Wow, that's awesome. I was like, wow, he actually made it to the next round. That's super cool. That's awesome. What was the team you went against? I forgot.
Team 5.
Which one was that? Who was that?
Going against?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. We were going against Avery, Joseph, Zion, Chandler, and Jacob. So a lot of great people on that team, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of great people, but also some not great people.
Sure.
So yeah, okay. Wow. So that was a good matchup actually. That's a pretty good matchup.
That was fun.
So,
dude, I just gotta say, whenever now going to your team, like I was so excited. Because I genuinely looked at your team, I was like, oh man, and Anam and Omar are so
that'd be awesome, man. And me, you and Omar were all in the next round.
Yeah, and then as soon as they said the challenge, and I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna put you guys to the front. And like I didn't hear the conversations you guys were having at the time, but I was like, oh, I think this is kind of the difficult part.
So when it's our team's turn to go, obviously we see the challenge, only the first 5 make it across. So like we had the whole discussion, the videos are out there about what actually happened, but what was the reaction downstairs? Because I already saw you were right there waiting and everything. What was your reaction when you guys saw the challenge?
When we saw the challenge, I thought bringing in the sticks, the rods, was a really cool idea. I think a lot of people were jumping on Ian as like
why? I want to know that. What was the point of view down there? Because the conversation was totally different down there than what was actually going on up here. So what was the point of view there?
I think everyone just saw it as Ian just wanting to like attack people with his stick rather than giving it a fair chance. But like after thinking about it for an extra 2-3 minutes, it's like he really was like defending his team, you and Omar. Because if you knock over the other people, then that's like that gives you guys an automatic advancement as well. So after learning that, and I talked to him the next day, a lot of people were like villainizing him and not looking him in the eye. He explained that to me, and I was like, oh, okay, I do kind of see how that kind of got like misconstrued, but I see his perspective.
Yeah, what Ian and Tyler did, that was the only way all 5 of us were going to get through. There was no other way. Like as soon as I saw Vance get to the other side, I already thought in my head, I'm like, oh, there's one person that took our spot. So it's like me and Omar, that's one of us that's not getting there. So
like, how did you decide between the two of you who was going to get that final spot if it was available?
Well, I mean, I was going to offer Omar. Omar was probably going to offer me, but he was like, just go because this is bigger for you than it is for me. And he said, honestly, in our conversation with Ian and Tyler, he was actually saying, it's like, dude, I was honestly getting a little freaked out by the obstacle course because, it's dark, it's raining, there's water. And then I think the first part, you got to like jump a little bit. And me, I just didn't really care. I'm like, dude, if I fall in front of everyone, I don't care. At least I want to try it. Right?
Yeah. So you would have at least gone for it, and then if you would have fallen, then it would have been Omar's spot and so forth. Okay.
Yeah. Which again, a part of me when that was happening, and I thought maybe I do have a chance, because like for me, as soon as Briley left, I realized that the only chance I have is if Ethan falls.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only chance I had.
And as soon as he made it, then it was like,
Yeah.
you know,
And then I was thinking, like, if Ethan falls, bro, and I go and I do make it, I'm like, dude, that's gonna suck for Omar, man. I'd hate that. And so when we both got eliminated, there was a part of me that was like, okay, we both got
yeah.
eliminated at the same time. I didn't care.
At least got out with a brother, so yeah.
Yeah. The crazy thing is there's so much luck involved in ours because I think we were one of the best teams. That's why we got chosen last.
Yeah.
Plus, we didn't get chosen on that wheel, so we didn't even get to choose earlier.
Yeah.
Plus, our game sucked. Plus, like in all the other challenges, someone fell. In our challenge, no one fell. Up until
Yeah.
Ella. Ella was the last one to go, and she didn't. They already lost the spots by then, so there was no
Yeah.
point in her going. And then she fell. Had
Yeah.
it been someone earlier, like if Ethan fell, then I still got a chance. But no one fell in our challenge. That was
Yeah.
wild.
It was a stacked set of like contestants. Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Well, I think the two best teams went against each other. I think that's what ended up happening. Your team was pretty good.
And
too.
also, yeah, like props to the Beast Games team for like game theory wise, like leaving that as the final game, because it does make sense that you'd make the most competitive game between the last two best teams, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I do apologize that you kind of were stuck in that situation as well.
Yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. Honestly speaking, though, when that happened and we got eliminated, both me and Omar were kind of happy. Like, okay, we get to go back to our family. We missed our kids and stuff like that. The car was, dude, that bus, they're balling out. Like everyone, it was like, it was pretty bad. And we're like, oh dang. And we're like, why are we not that upset? But then you know what? We took it pretty well, I think, at the time. But like now watching it and then getting all these messages about, oh, you got screwed over, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I think that messes with your head more than when it actually happened. I don't know about your situation, but for me, I'm like, dang, that's actually getting to me more. And I gotta tell myself, like, there's nothing else I could have done. There's no other situation because I'm the type that if I do see a move, I would at least try. And in that situation, I did try to like plead my case to Briley, like, hey, let me go before you, blah, blah, blah. And dude, she's a winner. She was like, no. And she made it through, and respect to her. When push came to shove, she was a winner. She held her own and she made it through.
Held her ground,
yeah. And same with Ian. I give Ian credit too. He's a competitor, and when push comes to shove, dude, he gets it done. Tyler, they're all competitors, and I respect that. So so that's that. That's the challenge. So we get eliminated. Let's talk about the juicy parts though. So how much time passed from there onto the bribe? Like you guys. So as soon as that challenge ended, me and Omar were the last ones. We got eliminated. Now the challenge is over. So you guys just went straight to the city after that. That's it.
So actually we went to the city, we got to sleep for a little bit. We hung out for like a day in the city, and it was already bare bones at this point.
I was going to say, like, did it, because I remember when it went from 100 to 50, it felt empty. How was a smart dorm after that, the 25? How many
it was
people
crazy because it was just me, Ethan, Luke, and JC. Literally just the four of us.
Yo, that's crazy.
It was, sorry, and Jack, my bad. Sorry, Jack. Love you, Jack.
Yeah. 5 people. Wow.
It was wild. And I'm not gonna call it a specific person. If you know, there are no snores left in the dorm. So that was nice.
So you got to sleep better.
Yeah, it was a nice sleep. Love the person who we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to call them out. But yeah, so it was a very peaceful night. Then they had to take us actually out of the city because again, with all the storm stuff that happened, they had to like kind of fix the city to make sure that certain things work, like the elevator that goes up to the buttons and so forth. I think they had to fix some of the mechanical issues.
So what, you guys had to go back to Durham and like stay in a hotel or something?
Yeah, so we actually went back to the conference rooms that they brought us to before in the past. Where they separate us into like strong conference room and smart conference room.
Yeah.
So they just put us all into the same room, and it was just the top 25. Yeah, I think Emily might have left at that point. So it was top. Okay. Yeah. So same thing. So there we just played board games. It was really cool. We got some dominoes. They got us some ice cream. So that was like the first like outside meal that we had since like being fed stuff in the city and hotel food.
So you guys all had your own hotel rooms and everything there,
right? No, they just only took us to the conference room for the day, so we didn't even get to like sleep in the hotel. So it was literally just so they could fix the mechanical issues, and then we went straight back as soon as it turned nighttime.
Okay, and then when it got nighttime, that's when you guys did the bribe situation?
Yep. So they just took us in. The city was already red. They mic'd us up before we even entered the city, And then they edited it to look like it was.
How easy was it to mic up 25 people? Because just for people that don't know, like the first challenge when there's 200 people, it took forever to mic us all up.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went to 100, it was a little quicker. Then it went to 50. It's like it's not even a big deal anymore. It's like, all right, it take like
well, the 50 was difficult because they also like had to waterproof those mics. That was the issue.
Yeah. And then once it was 25, like how quick was it? Like 25
it was so
minutes?
easy. And also like they didn't really like do like an intense miking. They just put our mic packs in our pockets because like they knew we weren't going to do anything physical.
Yeah, like
it was
water
just standing. Yeah, so it was pretty simple and quick.
So tell me, because I was someone who was not there for the bribe situation. So everything's red. You guys are mic'd up. Did it happen as soon as you guys get there to the city?
Yeah.
Like how did that take place?
So we run in. There's a minute on the clock. I mean, or maybe a minute and a half. Everyone's freaking out. Like the city's
so that was
red.
real.
Yeah,
that was real on the video.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a countdown. So like literally, they're prepared us. They're like, use the restrooms in the conference rooms. You're not going to use the restroom when you're in the city. If you're eating something, eat before you go. Like they're like, once you're in, it's game on. So literally then we had to get to our platforms. They explained, get into your platforms with your same teams as the obstacle course. At that point, I was just like, well, damn, this is not, I know what's coming. This is not good.
Because you're standing right by the platforms.
Everyone knew that this was going to be the Captain Bribe.
Oh my God.
And so, I would love to get into a lot that wasn't actually shown in the episode of the specifics.
Go for it. Because I wasn't there either. I want to get filled in too.
Yeah. So one of the first main things is whenever we were choosing our captains, they really didn't show that process as to why JT was chosen.
Yeah.
And so I'll go from my perspective, what I was thinking. I knew JT and John, they had rumors that they were wanting to take the money and so forth. And
you heard it from us? Did one of us tell you or something?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that after the obstacle course and so forth that they were like, Brandon, watch out. They're going to try to take this money. So I was really trying to avoid those two. Mia, whenever she first came into the games with her 100K briefcase as one of the guards, she literally said, these games should be played for yourself. Like, you need to do things that are best for you. So I was like, okay, so
JT, John, and Mia. Oh man, Brandon, I would have. You or Luke, man. Oh,
yeah. No, so I knew basically that Mia also there, not good, because I think she would have taken the money. Then Luke was probably the person I probably should have given some leeway to, but he openly said in front of our group that he would take 1.5 million. And so at that point, we're like, we think the money's going to go higher than $1 million. So I think you're going to take it if we put you up there. And I don't know if you noticed in episode 1, they got a clip of Luke saying that he would take $1 million. Come on, Luke. He was talking with wrestler.
I will say that there is a transformation that happens early on. You will say that, if I got something, like even me, like round 1, 100K. I mean, before I went on B's Games, I probably would have said, hey, if I could go for 2 weeks, get 100K, come back home, I'd definitely do that. But once you're there in that situation, I was very clear with everyone around me. I'm not taking the 100K.
Yeah.
And then even if Luke said he would take the $1 million round 1, once you're in it and your chances of actually winning 5 million get higher. And then there's also that FOMO factor. Like, dude, I'm having a lot of fun. This is like a dream life. I don't want to leave yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like your intentions do change, and like, you're not as disciplined as you should be. Maybe it would be smart to take the 1 million, but like you're just not gonna, because like. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if Luke would have. Luke was a really trustworthy guy. If he said 1.5, if he told you guys 1.5, he probably would have taken 1.5.
Yeah.
But then at that point, it's like a luck thing. Like, what if it does go to 1.5? I want to ask you, would you really not have taken it if it was 1.5?
So this is, people are calling me crazy when I say this. They're like, oh, it's $1 million. Of course you should take it. But my purpose of going into the show is I'm writing a musical that I want to take eventually to Broadway. Broadway musicals cost $20 million to produce.
Yeah.
And so if I would have gotten $1 million, that would have been done jack for the end goal. And it would hurt my reputation. Because if I got dirty money by stepping on other people for my own selfish gains, that ruins the whole purpose of my musical, which is about doing the right thing. And so like for my specific situation, I think besides Jeff, literally the winner himself, I think I was the person that had the most to lose by taking the money. And so, but what I really was trying to pitch that, but basically what John, JT, and Mia were kind of like pushing is, hey man, you lost your job. Since you lost your job, you must be desperate for money. And they kind of took that simple logic over the logic that I was trying to present to them. And unfortunate, I genuinely believe that I will. And again, I'm saying this as someone who didn't actually get the opportunity,
Yeah, yeah.
but at my current belief and afterwards, I still believe that would be the case.
Yeah, and similar to you, I have two answers actually.
Mhm.
So I mean, I was also when I was on our team, there was a doubt for a second about me just because I quit my job to come to Beast Games too.
Yeah, yeah,
And my thing was very clear. Like, I'm not here to take a bribe. I'm here for the experience. I'm here till the end. I'm here for the 5 million or get eliminated. I'm not gonna take a bribe and just ruin the experience and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Even though that's a very dumb thing to do. And so like Ian did question me early on. He's like, dude, you don't have a job. Like, are you sure you wouldn't take a bribe? I'm like, listen, bro, I'm fine. I had a great job, a great career. I got savings. I have a YouTube channel. Like, I'll be fine. I don't need the
yeah,
money. I'm here for the fun.
yeah,
And so like he believed me pretty quick, and it was the truth. That's probably
yeah.
why he believed. But now I do have two answers. Like, uh, the one, if it was up to $1 million, me
Mhm.
right now sitting here, I'm like, I think I would have taken, like, I should have taken it.
Yeah, yeah,
In that situation, I wouldn't have. I know because I was stubborn too. I'm like, I told everyone I'm not gonna take it. I'm here for the 5 million. That's it. I don't want to go home yet, right? I'm
yeah,
having
yeah.
fun. I'm in the
Because
top
then you have a
20.
target on your back as well, so you're getting out like basically next round
I
or
mean,
two
I don't
rounds.
really even care about the target. I could make up some excuse, but it's like, dude, you made it to the top 20,
Yeah, yeah.
right? You have what, like a 5% chance of winning $5 million? That's a
It's
real
insane.
number, dude. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
real number. And like you're looking around, it's like, bro, all these people, I mean, I kind of have a chance a little
yeah.
bit, right?
Mhm.
So it's like I didn't think just for the excitement of, dude, I could potentially win Beast Games. And that now you're definitely gonna get a lot more screen time. You're in the top 20.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't think I would have. But like sitting here at home today, I think you should.
It
If
is a
you're on that
smart thing
stage,
to do. If you're looking at it purely on logic, it is the
yeah,
smart thing to do.
of course it is. Of
Yeah,
course it is. It's a
yeah.
smart thing to do. So like, okay, let's continue. So,
Mhm.
you guys, they kind of made a case about you. You don't have a job. You quit your
Yeah.
job, and so like, how did JT
So
get chosen?
yeah, so basically, Luke was kind of trying to fight for himself. I think Luke would have voted for me, but I think
Mhm.
Luke is the only one who would have voted for me. John and JT, they're voting for each other, and they're strict about voting for each other. So Mia basically was kind of the deciding vote of who would go between me, John, and JT.
Yeah.
Now, like I mentioned earlier, when we were forming teams, I was kind of forward with Mia, and I was like, I don't want you on my team. So I think that kind of screwed
So
me
she had a bad
over.
taste in her mouth about you.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that if I would change anything, I wouldn't have been so forceful about it.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, that's on me. And I think that did also lead to my eventual downfall as
So why'd
well.
you choose JT?
JT was just, she trusted him a bit more than John. I think either way would have gone, a bribe would have been taken one way or another.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So yeah, she was just hoping that, John's a cop. John's like, he's talking about all this honor, that like he wouldn't take a bribe, especially the irony is there.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a game show, but like still the
Yeah.
irony is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically at that point, they started interviewing the captains, and each of the captains, they talked for maybe like a minute, 2 minutes between in
Mhm.
front of the camera. The moment I knew I was locked in screwed is whenever they interviewed JT for like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh boy, they're trying to get it out of him that he's trying to take that bribe.
Yeah.
And I don't think they ended up using any of the footage on the show.
Wait,
But
did you watch the behind the scenes for episode 4?
not for episode.
So there was actually a scene when behind the scenes they're listening to all these conversations.
Yeah.
I forgot what the guy's name, but he basically said, he's like, okay, so all four the 5 guys that are going up right now,
Mhm.
4 of them are locked in. They're definitely not going to take the bribe. One of them's a little shaky, and they were talking about JT,
Yeah.
and they even said, is like, the thing is, this guy knows that none of the other 4 guys are going to take the bribe, so he might make it go up pretty high up there before he takes it.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, they already knew JT was a little shaky. It's crazy how much they listen in on everyone.
Exactly. So yeah, so at that point I knew I was screwed. So one thing that like there's a clip of me talking to JT up there on the captain tower. Is like, JT, you work 3 blocks away from where I live. So if you do this, I'm going to come after you and tell your boys that you're not loyal.
Yeah.
I think they made it more of a joke, but I don't think they kind of really showed the strategy behind it.
Mhm.
For me, in my head, I knew that JT was going to take the money. I also saw that Nick was very tempted, and I thought that Nick had the most motivation to.
Wait, is that true? Okay, let's pause there for a second
Yeah.
because so you said that JT thing, Mr.
Mhm.
Beast kind of makes a joke about it, like, oh, I mean, hey, sorry to break it to you, but like he
Yeah.
won't need a job
Mhm.
if you which okay, that was a solid point. But like that thing about Nick, his team seems to think that he would not have taken the bribe at all.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely a picture of him like putting his hand near there,
Yes.
and then you're saying you think he would have taken it. What's going on?
I would just say, literally, my job is to analyze people and their ticks in qualitative research or in qualitative interviews.
Yeah,
And I'm very good at reading people. I think the people that I chose as my top alliance to Katie and Hannah, they are some of the most genuine people on
yeah,
that
for sure,
show.
for sure.
And I think I'm very good at reading people. I liked you and Omar. You guys are very good men. There's a lot of people that I avoided at all costs. Mia, for example, is one of them that I knew
Yeah,
beforehand. John and JT, I didn't know, so I just avoided them because
yeah,
I didn't know them.
mhm,
But I'm very confident that if JT wouldn't have taken the money, Nick
Nick,
would have.
really.
And that would have completely changed the whole a story of everything.
It's so yeah, because okay, so oh my god, let's go on this hypothetical for a second
Yeah.
because his team seems to think that there's no way. Like you look at comments and videos and stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
no way Nick was gonna take it. But like, bro, there's a clear picture of his hand on there. Unless that was some kind of editing, like they had everyone touch the button just for the pictures and then they move him back or something. I don't know but there's definitely a picture of him like right there.
Yeah,
So
and it
it's like,
wasn't also like a one game thing. Also in the obstacle course, and again, I have no
mm,
beef. I both have no beef with Nick.
yeah, yeah,
I've heard that he's a really great guy. I didn't get to talk
yeah,
to him too much,
yeah,
but again, he came from less economic background,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he needed that money would help him quite a bit.
Yeah, and
And
you know when Mr. Beast is next to you telling you all the things that's gonna
yeah,
he said it's gonna help his girlfriend or his wife or something a lot, and you know didn't grow up with much and it's gonna help him a
yeah,
lot. Oh, dude, that gets you, man. Mr. Beast,
exactly,
he's
exactly.
evil for that. He's
Yeah.
evil for that.
So I knew that one of them was going to take it. So my strategy basically was how do I delay JT long enough so Nick would press the button before JT? So
Or
that
just
was
tell
my
Nick to take it,
strategy.
or just tell Nick to take it.
So
But
I'll tell, but I didn't know
yeah,
Nick enough to be like
yeah, yeah,
Nick, and then also if I would have passed, then the rest of their team would have been like, "Why are you trying to tell our captain to take it? I don't want any of that
yeah,
villainy." So basically, my strategy was since JT was using his position on the police force or whatever to get himself up on there. I wanted to test his honor and see whether he's truly a man that sticks to his word. And I do want to clarify, I know it's a game show. None of this is real. No
yeah,
bad blood. But I did have to do something in the moment. And I really was just testing the honor to see. But I will say, props to JT. He called my bluff. He pressed the button, even though I was putting that honor pressure on him.
yeah.
So he played a game, and I can't do anything
Yeah,
at
wait,
this
no,
point.
I was just gonna go back on that hypothetical for a second.
Oh,
Imagine if
sure.
Nick did press the button,
Mhm.
like what would that do to the game? Because you guys would be in the top 20. But
Yeah.
apart from that, dude, you just knocked out probably one of the hardest teams to get through.
Yeah. And also, so far in the edits, Jack is getting so much feature time. August got a good amount of feature time.
Katie and all of them.
Katie, yeah. So their team, they're getting some pretty good
Dude, that team
narrative
was
moments.
stacked. And I mean, like a part of me is strategizing is like, dude, if you press a button and you just knock out like some of the hardest people in Beast
Yeah.
games, and now you're looking around, I'm like, all right, I got a better shot at this now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I can definitely see that. So all right, so back to this. So JT's up there. He presses the button. I
Hmm.
want to talk to JT. I've actually reached out and I'm gonna try to make that happen because I want to know
Hmm.
his thoughts because he presses it,
Yeah.
but then he's a little ashamed by his decision too.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is. He can't ignore that because he presses it and he can't look anyone in the eye. He's doing this.
Yeah.
He can't really
And
look anyone in the
that's
eye.
what
And,
there's
and then I
such
even, dude, yeah, I even saw it on Instagram where like they're showing that episode at some watch party, and JT's still feeling a little awkward, bro. He's like a little
yeah.
awkward. It's tough to own it, but dude, long term, I mean, good move. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, yeah, I was gonna say, I there's also so many moments that they didn't show even after that. For example, one of the things, actually, even before he took the bribe, I'll say "Hey, JT, you're currently a lieutenant. This is your test to see whether you're truly fit to be a captain, because captain is the next step from lieutenant." So it's literally
Yeah.
a perfect setup. And then afterwards, I also it was such a the shot of JC on the bed around the 650K that he stole in season one,
The shot
and the
we've seen like
fire.
100 times. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had the perfect shot for that, where JT was walking around the money. They brought him down eventually, and he was just pacing this around the money. And
He definitely felt awkward.
yeah,
That's one of the most awkward moments I imagine.
yeah,
It's got to be a super awkward moment.
and he wouldn't look any of us in the eyes at this point. So there's such a badass moment that I wish they would have used, because I felt so proud of myself, because he would look us in the eyes. Luke was crying crying next to me. Mia was like
Yo, Luke was
crashing out of
actually
it.
crying. That's wild. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and basically like literally pointed at JT, and I was like, JT, you better look Luke in the eyes. It's the least you can do at this moment. Like that was such a dramatic moment, and I was like, oh man, they didn't even end up
Yeah.
using that. But
Yeah, and yeah, like a lot of people when season one happened, and we're on season two, first
yeah,
challenge. A lot of people were kind of joking about season one. They're like, "Yo, why were people being so dramatic and extra, like crying when they lost a challenge and stuff?"
yeah,
Dude, when you got eliminated from a challenge, a lot of people were crying. It was very
yeah,
because you invest so much time and you want to go far, and you've done all this to get to Vegas, and then
yeah,
boom, you're out the first challenge. Then you finally get to the Beast City, and you lost because something you couldn't even control, and then boom, you
yeah,
get eliminated. There's so much out of your control, and I'm telling you, when I got eliminated, the bus I was in, they were bawling their eyes, like grown men bawling their eyes out.
yeah,
And so when I saw Luke crying, I felt bad for the guy, but you got to remember, it's a game, man. It's a
yeah, yeah.
game. But like for you, it's like, dude, it was my chance to win
It's
$5 million.
very personal. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Especially when it's
also
out of your control. That's when it hurts you, when it's out of your control.
yeah, yeah. And like, because I really, at the end of the day, because there was like the three of them versus the two of us, I felt both in the obstacle course and in the bribe, I was kind of bullied into decisions that we were left into.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's part of the game. That's how it works sometimes. But I will say, you're talking about the bus ride home.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so okay. So wait, so you gotta set this whole situation
I'm
up.
sure,
So
sure.
JT presses it.
Yeah,
And now you said he's coming down super awkward,
yeah.
walks around Luke, doesn't look at Luke. How quickly is it that you guys take the bus home? Because I'll be honest, like for us, it was immediately. Like you got limited, you went downstairs, you go on another bus, the bus is waiting for you, and then you're going to the hotel, and boom, they booked your flight, you're gone. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's it.
yeah. Yeah. For us, it was same thing. Yeah, they basically were like, okay, you're eliminated. We actually went off our platform, started hugging people, and like, hey, we can't do that. You have to, we have to make it look like
Yeah,
you
we
left
didn't
the
get
city
to do
right
that. We didn't
away.
get to do that at all.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just like gone. Yeah.
But for us, we're like in the nearest proximity to everyone. So, but eventually
Mhm.
they're like, stop it, go back on your platform.
Yeah.
But then they were like, yeah, okay, at this point, you four have been eliminated. Please exit out of the city. They walked us out. We had to take off our pink jerseys, give those to them, get back into our normal clothes. And at that point, yeah, the bus or the van ride back to the hotels was extremely awkward because again, none of us really knew each other that well, so we didn't have a bond with each other.
Oh yeah.
So John was just, and he probably was happy to go home. Luke
Yeah.
didn't like John or Mia. I didn't like Mia or John. Me and Luke were the only two that liked each other. I feel in that van.
Yeah.
And so afterwards, when we got to the hotel, Luke and I we decided to take an Uber to the airport together, and we
Yeah.
like vented it out and so forth.
Yeah, me and Omar ended up doing that too. We took an Uber together. Our flights went
Yeah.
around the same time. It was good, man. And then it's crazy. Like I went to North Carolina for work like last week, I think.
Mhm.
And for some reason, when I was out of Beast games and you're in an Uber for the first time in the outside world, and you're like, hey, what happened in the last few weeks? And so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
has happened, by the way.
for real.
Um,
Yeah,
and then I'm in the Uber, and then I go to the airport. I'm like, oh, what airport is this? Like, it didn't hit me. I didn't even think about what airport I was in. And they booked my flight. I'm just sitting in the airport. I'm just gonna go take the flight home.
yeah.
So I went to North Carolina for work, and it was Raleigh Durham, right?
Mhm.
And I landed. I'm like, I looked around. I'm like, this airport? I'm here again. And that's when I'm like, yo, this is the same airport I was in after I got eliminated from Beast Games. For
Yeah,
some reason, it just didn't click for me until I was there. I'm like, yo, this old airport looks really familiar.
yeah, yeah.
That was definitely a throwback. I'm like, wow, okay, that was a nice.
For me, I had that moment whenever after I came back, I had to go to LaGuardia, and I
Mhm.
walked by the spot that I was working on my laptop before I went onto Beast Games. And at that
Oh,
time,
that's cool. And so
I
much
don't
has
know if I
happened
told you
since then,
this.
right? Yeah, and you
Yeah,
can't
and at
explain it
that
to anyone. No one understands it.
yeah, and that's probably been the hardest part for me mentally is
Mhm.
that I'm very fortunate again for getting into the top 25, getting that extra week, pretending to be a millionaire. I have
Yeah,
some shots of me talking. Some people didn't even get that.
yeah.
But I have a different pain that other people don't fully understand. And that's the hardest thing that I didn't have anyone to really talk it through with
Mhm.
because wasn't close with John. JT is obviously a millionaire. Luke was kind of in his own world and he doesn't use social media. Obviously, I'm going to reach out to Mia. So it literally felt like no one really understood what I was going through. And anytime like I did try to talk about it to any of the other contestants, they didn't like fully understand at times. And I was like, and it felt like I was like first world problem complaining, but like,
No,
yeah.
well, actually, talk about it right now because that's something we didn't actually hit on. So, JT is up there and he presses the button,
Mhm,
like you had an idea that he might press it and you were scared
mhm.
about that, but once he actually pressed it, what went through your head? Like it's over. Like for me and Omar, I'll tell you exactly what it was. Like once I saw Ethan make it across, I'm just like I look back at Omar. I'm like, dude, we're done. And I think
Yeah,
that they actually got that on the episode. I'm like, dude, we're done. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
There's nothing else we could say. We're done.
Yeah. I'll say at first, like, yeah, I was expecting it to happen, but when it actually did, I think my face literally just
Yeah,
dropped. I was like, dang, that's
yeah.
it.
That's the
Also
thing. Yeah,
like the light change on our tower, it was so like casual. It wasn't like kaboom, you got a red
yeah.
light. It was just like red light. So we weren't even like fully sure. It's like wait, I think this means what I think it means.
And when you're down
Um
there, you can't tell anyone pressing the button, right? You probably can't see that angle or something.
Well, we could kind of tell that JT kind of did one of these and then like
Oh,
slid down onto the button. But yeah, but it was kind of cat because he didn't like press it like
yeah, no,
kaboom.
he didn't own
He
it. He didn't own it
Yeah,
in the video.
he
Yeah,
like he was like, oh, let me like accidentally press it with my elbow and so forth. But it was just kind of like I didn't even feel it was real at first. And then when they officially like, oh, pink team, how do you feel? That's kind of when the emotions kind of came clashing
yeah,
in. And I'll say, like, I was a bit dramatic in the moment. I'm a theater kid. I'm known for being dramatic.
yeah.
But again, it is like more personal, like when it happens to you in the moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Similar to me, like when we got onto that challenge and they told us a game, it was like first five. I said it right away. I knew right away what was going on. I told Omar, I'm like, bro, we're not even gonna get a chance. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it. And then we convinced Ian and Tyler to like play for us and try to get us through. But like in your head, there's always that maybe I'll get a chance. Maybe I'll get a chance. But
yeah,
once it happens, and I saw Ethan cross, he took the number 5 spot. I just told Omar, I'm like, dude, we're done. And then that's when it's just like now it's like I know we're out, but like what happens now? It's like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it kind of hits you pretty
It doesn't
slowly,
feel
but
real. Yeah,
yeah, it doesn't
for a
feel
lot.
real because like you've been in this dream world. For me, it was like 2.5 weeks. For you, it's probably like just about 3 weeks or something.
Yeah,
It's like yeah, it doesn't feel real.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Brandon, man, thanks for your time. I can't believe it's been 45 minutes, dude. We've
Oh,
talked about
that's
this for
crazy.
hours. We probably could
Yeah,
talk about it
yeah, yeah.
for many hours. Like time always flies. But thanks for coming and doing this call with me. It was a lot of fun because I do it for the podcast, but I have fun doing this too, low key.
No, it's so
Like
great
I don't
catching
even have
up.
that many
Yeah,
subscribers on this channel. I just have fun doing it,
yeah,
genuinely.
yeah.
So thanks for joining, and it was a good
Yeah,
talk. We'll reconnect after some other episode in the future. All
sounds great.
right.
No, yeah, genuinely, it was great catching up. Thank you again for having me. And yeah, like he said earlier, subscribe, like. This is the time to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. All right,
Bye bye.
and we're